everyone. Welcome to the channel where we attempt to stream in cosplay and then decide no because we live in Florida.
It's fair.
If anyone's wondering why we are 3 minutes late, it's because Margaret was going to be in the announcement video shirt. And she chose, that was a poor decision. So now I'm in a tank top. But anyways, welcome everybody to the Fablen session 0 / character building session kind of thing. That this is something that I've stolen wholesale from Dungeons and Dragons. If anyone here has played D&D, you would know that this is quite often the first session because it's when you'll sit down with a dungeon master and your fellow players and just have a chat about what the game's going to be about, what everybody's going to be doing. Sometimes there will be character building involved in there as well, because building Dungeons and Dragons characters is a lot more complicated than Fablen characters. There's like 75,000 things to choose instead of just, 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot, but I love it. I love all of the options. So, real quick, before we get into things, because I wrote down a list of what we're going to do today. It's all been planned carefully in advance. No, it hasn't. It took me about 15 minutes to figure this out. 90% of my planning is just me actually getting shit down on paper that's been in my head for 4 months. Mm-hmm. But before we do that, we have 2 of our lovely guild masters who are going to be helping me in the month of October to keep everything running smoothly. If you guys would like to introduce yourselves, introduce your channel, tell everybody a little bit about what you read, and go ahead and tell everyone why you think they should join your guild. Okay. That means I'm first.
Yes.
If I don't know that I have anyone from the Eldritch Investigators yet, but I do have Paco. So Paco, if you want to type something in the comments that is your pitch for your guild, you may. Go ahead and I will make sure that everybody sees it. I do have a statement from the Eldritch Investigators when we get there, but
yeah, I'll start. My name's Julie. My channel is Keep Calm with Books and Coffee. I mostly read fantasy with a little bit of romance, a little bit of historical, a little bit of mystery, all thrown in there as well. A little bit of everything. But as far as joining the Association of the Mystics, our pitch continues to be that Jess and I snuck onto the same team again. And that we won together last year. So we have a winning recipe and we've added Princess, so we can't go wrong.
I love that you say snuck on to the team as though you had any idea of what was going on.
No.
Backstage. Like no one knew anyone's choices.
No, Jess and I forgot. Fully forgot.
Everyone forgot. Yeah. So anyways, Association of the Mystics, we got some people showing their purple pride, which I do, just for the record, for the month of October, I do not have a favorite color.
Only for the month of October.
Yeah, only.
Don't let her fool you.
October, that's going to be really hard, guys. I've had to rethink my entire emoji strategy. I'm like, oh no, but if I do the fire, well, actually, no, wait. It's the fist for the brawler, so I don't even have to worry about the fire being associated.
Yeah, brawlers is the fist.
Yeah, so you can keep the fire.
I can't use my purple heart because I almost always use a purple heart. I'm like, oh. So you'll notice that I've been trying to just give you guys your guild heart.
Mm-hmm.
But Neva, would you like to introduce yourself and your channel and what you're about and tell people why they should join the Dark Brawlers?
Sure. I'm Neva. My channel is Reading with Neva. What am I about, truly? I don't know. Chaos.
Well, what do you read the most of? That you can say online.
Okay, so according to Storygraph, Mostly I read romance. Okay, now I tend to read spicier, darker romance than normal people. All right, but I mean romance in general. I've read a lot of rom-coms this year, to be honest, and enjoyed them. So
I love that.
I love how Margaret was like, "What do you read that's appropriate for the internet?" And I'm like, "Well,
But that's not appropriate that you are willing to admit having read online.
oh, I mean, I'm willing to admit pretty much anything. It's just about, if you're to judge me or not. I mean, if you judge me, I guess that's between you and whoever.
Dude, the only things I would have judged you for, you have also been fully horrified by. Like the Kool-Aid Man.
Oh, yeah. And then, like, Mean One, you can judge me for that, but just know that I was actually traumatized when I read that book. So, yeah, I read romance, fantasy. I haven't read very much fantasy this year, but it's fine. I'm really deep in my hockey romance era. You know what I'm saying? So that's just who I am. My channel is mostly sprints and vlogs because we're still in the middle of whatever it is that I started doing, Vlogoween. My own little creation. So we do that, and what else was I supposed to share? Oh, why people should join my guild.
Yeah, why should people join the Dark Brawlers?
You should just come join the Dark Brawlers because Brittany and I, for the first time that we can think of, are co-hosts. We've never been co-hosts. People always split us up. I mean, of course there's a reason for that, but like we always get split up. Plus we have Mel, which like we love Mel. So
I've been trying to get Mel. I'm so glad she said yes because she was one of the first people outside of my immediate group of friends that I approached because she does Roll of Breeds. And last year she was busy having a baby at this time.
Right. See, here's the thing. I've done like sprints with Mel, and I've been like invited to like hang out with her like on some sprints and stuff like that. But I just like love her channel. I think last year, the year before, she did like videos where she did like a series on her channel where she gave recommendations to certain booktubers, and I was featured in the same video as Leandra, and I honestly felt like I was like, look at me, Mom, I made it. You know what I'm saying? Because at that time I didn't know she really even knew who I was. So that's why you should join us, because I mean everyone knows that if it's me and Brittany, it's chaos. So let's go. You know, it can be a fun time.
There was I generally try to match people up that I think will work well together. But also I try not to put all of the people in the group chats all together on one team. It's just really hard because I'm in a lot of group chats with people.
Oh, Brittany had seen the announcement before I did, and so she messaged me on Boxer, and she was like, "I don't think we've ever co-hosted together ever." Which, hi, Brittany, I missed.
All right, real quick, I'm just gonna say we're gonna go through and say hello to everybody. Thank you to everyone for joining. We have Princess in the house. We know this. We also have Paco scrying from work. I love that we're keeping with the theme, Paco. Thank you. This is amazing, and I love you for it. Hello. Tennille is here. Very. I'm so sorry. No one does opposing teams like people who are besties. I'm good. I'm just gonna say that. Like that always. Y'all know how to push each other. Hey, Sadia. Based on the signups, I have suspicions about who I think has the best chance at winning, but I'm not going to tell you guys. So, you guys are amazing. Okay, hold on. Oh, hello, Culinary Crime. Hey, Ben. Aha. Okay, so Paco's pitch for the Grim Rangers is the best team with the greatest leaders, and if you love to win, you should join us. Okay. That can work. We could get a little more creative with that. Katie says the Eldritch Investigators is the place to be. I was also told to let you guys know that the Eldritch Investigators has Europe Mom by Aoife, which I'm so sorry to Aoife that she is currently still the only European as a host. It's primarily Americans. So, and then Brittany is also here with the Dark Brawlers. I love it. We have go ahead and shout. Is anyone here Grim Ranger? Go ahead and leave us some emojis to let us know what team you are on. If you haven't already, let us know. Let us know. See, this is the energy that I want. Bring it. Let's go. Let's go. Give me. You're giving me so much to work with, guys. It's amazing. I love it. So, all right. Okay, so real quick,
It's gonna be hot.
assume, Princess, is that a fucking eggplant?
Perfect. New undies.
Amazing. Okay.
See, obviously we're chaos too, so just come hang out.
You can either do your team heart, or so the emojis that I have assigned. Let me see if I can remember them all off of the top of my head. Lightning bolt for the Eldritch Investigators. It's the fist for the Dark Brawlers. Stars for the Association of the Mystical. And then it's the bow and arrow for the Grim Rangers.
You got it.
You are not wrong. That is purple. It's just oh my god. This is suddenly this is a thing. If you can do that, please do. I'm going to assume that everyone here knows what Fablen is, but just in case, if you don't know, here is the announcement video. Fablen is an interactive, I guess you could say. It's not really choose your own adventure, but it is an interactive Dungeons and Dragons / TTRPG inspired readathon where I try to capture the magic of a Dungeons and Dragons game and give you guys a story that you can use your TBR to defeat, complete, win. The kind of conceit is we have 4 different guilds that are vying to solve the mystery of what happened to the Druid of Dewhurst before all of the other guilds. You showed up in the village of Dewhurst to pick up the Druid. Her name is Rosa Serpentwind. You showed up in the village to pick her up and escort her back to a larger city that needs her expertise. That is the new fave emoji. And oh wait, I have a banner. I have banners. Why am I not using? Okay. Anyways, the basic story is they need her expertise. Some weird stuff is happening in the world, and she is old enough to maybe have some idea of what is going on. Only you get to the village, and she is not there. And so your guilds have been tasked with finding out what happened. Number 1, what happened to her? Number 2, what happened to these villagers that have also been going missing over the last couple of weeks? And then hopefully track them down and find out what's going on. I will say this is an actual story arc that I created for my actual Dungeons and Dragons campaign. I have played through this twice at this point with people that have done so. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing a little bit of character creation for people. There are 2 different ways that you can create a character. Speaking of, I should probably get the rules up so that we can, so you guys can reference them if we need to.
Who needs rules? I'm just playing.
Yeah.
I mean, they do come in handy.
Julie's like me. Listen, Julie, I need rules too because I don't even know. Do I have my spreads figured out for this yet? No. Did I download all the things that I need and then never put the spreads together? Yes. Also, have I actually filmed anything for Fablen yet? We're not going to talk about that because here's the thing. Mel put up her video and she tagged me in it. that was like a week ago or something. And I remember seeing it and I was like, oh, and I remember looking at my partner and be like, what? I wonder what Mel tagged me in. And then I clicked on it and I was like, oh, I should probably film.
If it makes you feel any better, the way that life has been going for me, because Fablen and the busiest season of my work tend to coincide, I also have not filmed my TBR yet. So, oh, very nice. Paco dropped my character today in chat, and I remember we were doing this today. That's okay, Paco. I did kind of spring this on you. I meant to say something about it Saturday, and I forgot to remind everybody. So, anyways, that's on me. Anyways, we're gonna do some character creation. I am going to open the floor for FAQs for you guys to type in the chat, if you would like. And then while you guys are giving us FAQs, we are going to take potentially some recommendations from me and the hosts for the guild words. So we'll feel it out. It's going to depend on if anyone else joins us, how we're going to do this for that part. Okay. But what is that? I have a banner that says here there be spoilers. It's for, what's the word? The little thieves thing that I did. Okay, so speaking of character building, let's go into what we're doing with our characters. So, and this is extremely small. I apologize. I'll go ahead for anyone that wants to reference it. I will drop the link in the chat. I'm starring that princess. There you go. Oh, thank you very much. I'm very happy with that video. Thank you, princess. I did not set out to become a sound engineer, but if I'd known what I was going to do with my life 10 years down the line, I would have taken sound design in college. So anyway, I was worried people would find the little imp noises that I put at the end. I was worried people would find those maybe a little too creepy, and so far, for the guild bonus, your guild bonus is a title word. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Anyways, the response has been overwhelmingly positive. So yes, I'm going to make these people on screen and myself actually do book review things and tell people about books. I did not, but I mean, I've seen some wars get started today in the chat. Okay, so I dropped the Google Doc in there if anyone wants to hop into it. I see a bunch of you are already in there. I'm done with this. What do we have? We have a camel. We have a hyena. That is a weird looking hyena, guys. We got the blobfish, the dinosaur, and a buffalo. Buffalo are really cool up close, by the way, guys. So let me.
And give me your.
We are going to share the screen. Let me double check that there's nothing super secret behind here. Yeah, there's nothing super secret behind here, because you guys have access to this. All right, so let's talk about your character. Now, the character bonuses. Princess had a question about this, and this is probably the best place to answer that question. Let me get my stupid thing off the screen. I am starring most people's questions just so we can kind of So you are able to get, on top of whatever points you get for reading the book that you read, how many points you get is going to depend on which path you choose. If you choose Adventurer's Path, that's going to be the number of pages that you read, or the number of points that you read. If you choose the NPC path for that adventuring day, it's going to be 100 points flat. On top of that, so everything stacks. On top of that, you can also get bonuses for your guild. You can get bonuses for your character's species that you choose, your occupation that you choose, and your weapon that you choose. So when it comes to building a character, and I don't know why I don't have a piece of paper. There we go. Second year in a row that we've done this, and I still am not prepared. I am a hack and a fraud, everyone. Anyways, oh, we got a new one. Who is this? This is a grizzly. Okay. They have such interesting. Anyways, so there are. Penn still needs to choose his guild. I feel that, men. Thank you, Shayna. I love that. I love that. Yeah, they were a little weird, and they were much louder when I got it. But so what we're going to do is there are two different ways that you can choose your character. You can either be a chaos gremlin and let the dice decide. That is what I will be doing. Right here. I have my dice tray with me, and I actually have, oh god, they're all okay. You know what? We're gonna use these. You can roll for that, or you can choose. Let's see. One or the other, with the exception of your weapon. You'll notice if you guys want to scroll down, the weapon is the only, let's see. Yeah, the weapon is the only one that you can choose that, regardless of whether you roll the other two. All right. So, oh, you got Neva back. Perfect timing, Neva.
Hi. Sorry, I had to brush teeth, and my toothbrush plays songs from Wicked. So you push one button and it plays Popular, and the other button it plays part of Defying Gravity. So it plays.
I appreciate you not giving me a copyright strike.
So and Ari was like, "You got to brush your teeth with me," and I was like, "I'm not brushing my teeth on camera."
No, I wouldn't be brushing my teeth on camera either. Okay, guys, I need you to give me a 1, 2, or 3 so I can decide which dice I want to use.
2.
1, 2, or 3. 2. We have 2.
2. I don't know.
Okay.
I feel under pressure.
All right. 2. Okay, so Molly Mock it is. So if you are rolling, what you will need is a D12, a D6, and a D4. If you do not have those, Google is your friend, and I will link you once again.
What did you say? A D12 and a D what?
A D12, a D6. Let me hold on.
Well,
D12, D6, D4.
Okay, well, I have
a
D6. I don't know. I need to buy.
Let me try that link again because that was really long and it did not.
I only have a D4 and a D20 and a D8. That's not gonna help me.
I have a D6.
I'm putting a link to a dice roller in the chat for everybody.
Thank you.
Listen, it's chaotic over here. So,
I mean, did anyone expect anything else for
my stream? No, of course not.
And I'm on here. Like, what? If you were expecting us to be.
All right, I'm gonna give people a few minutes to get situated if you want to. In theory, you've already chosen your guild, but you do not have to choose your guild first. You don't have to. So starting with your character, I have not made any changes to this for this year with your character species. These are all genres of book, right? And I got them right the first time, and I saw no need to change that. Yeah. But this you get 25 points if the book you read matches your species, the genre decided by your species. So, Julie and Neva, are you guys rolling or are you guys deciding?
I said it in my TBR video, so I'm settled.
All right, so everybody get your D12s ready if you're rolling. If not, and we're gonna put let us know what species you end up either rolling or choosing.
Wait, right. But we can just choose like based off the off the type of book, right?
Yeah, you can just, if you want to just choose, you can. I'm a chaos gremlin. So I'm going to live.
Oh, I'm just choosing. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay, beautiful. So I'm the only one. I'm the only one that is finding this out as we go, and that's fine. So I'm gonna roll my d12. That was cocked. Okay, what is a 4? Ooh, I'm not sure I like that, but that is what I got. So I got a 4, which means I chose a halfling. Or I am a halfling, which means I need to read novellas. Speaking of, it would help you guys if I read these out, wouldn't it? Because this is very small text. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So this 12 species that you have to choose from are human, which reads, the book is contemporary, or the genre is contemporary fiction. Well, actually, it's not really a genre. It's like a type, because some of these are not genres. But for humans, you're looking for a contemporary fic. You can play an elf, which you're looking for fantasy. I will read these out and just put them in the chat. That's what we'll do is I'll roll, I'll read them out. You guys can put the shit in the chat so we know what you guys are doing. For dwarves, you can read historical fiction is your bonus. The halfling, which we talked, novellas. That might work for me based on my reading plans for next month. That actually might be the better option. If you want to be a changeling, you're going to try and read suspense, which is the kind of catch-all term that I came up for horror, mystery, and thriller, because there's so much crossover between those. You can play a half-elf, which means you need to read a genre blend, a half-orc, which means that you would need to read science fiction. You can play a tiefling, which means you need to read a book that features celestial characters, an orc, which is to read a book that is 400 plus pages, a gnome, which means you would want 4 or more words in the title. You can play a fairy, which you're going to read romance, or you can play a dragonborn, which means you're going to read classics. All right? Did that. I got that reference, Shayna. I got that reference.
I'm sorry. I have a question.
Yes, you have a question.
Probably a question I should already know, considering I'm a host, but we're just going to ignore that part.
You know what? If you guys want to imagine questions that you think people would ask, you're welcome to do that.
Okay, so are we allowed to roll for some things, or do we need to be rolling for all things if we're going to roll?
If you're going to roll, you need to roll for your species and your occupation. You do not have to roll for your weapon.
Okay, so here's my question. So I'm using a character from last year because that's an option, right?
But that makes sense. You can also bring your character from last year.
Okay, so my character from last year was a fairy, which is why I'm not rolling for my species. But can I still roll for my? What am I thinking of? I don't know. Can I still roll for my occupation, even though I'm not rolling for my species?
You are welcome to choose a new occupation. How you choose that? You don't. I'm not sitting with you. I don't know.
Okay, great.
But yeah, if you want to still play the same species but change up your occupation and your weapon, you're welcome to, especially since things have changed. So anyways, let's see. Okay, so we had some people. You're welcome. Okay, I still need to choose my guild. I might decide to be a Dragonborn mage though. Very nice. That's not a bad one. All right, so we have a half elf in the house. Princess is going to be an elf. That makes sense. Culinary crime got gnome. What did you guys choose, by the way? So Neva's choosing a fairy. Julie, what did you choose?
I chose a half elf.
A half elf. Very nice. So you can do genre blends.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very
My
nice.
jam.
Nice. I mean, that's one that, like, I think the ones that probably have the widest variety of things that you would read are elf, half elf, and dragonborn.
Mm-hmm.
Just because all of those encompass multiple genres.
Yeah.
Inside, like, they have, like, fantasy has so many subgenres in it. Like, you can make almost everything a fantasy book. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Kendra chose a half-elf mage wielding a sword. Very nice. I don't want to be. You get to choose what you want, my friend. You get to choose what you want. Okay, Sky says, I'm vibing half elf most strongly. I've considered elf for a while. As I build my TBR, I think there's more genre blends on the list. That makes sense.
Mhm.
We'll see you in a bit, Ben. We've got another elf. Nell is going to be a changeling. Were you a changeling last year? I feel like you were. Dootsy got human. Very nice. Got some contemporary fictions. Got an elf there. Okay, if the main quest prompt was 3 people and my bonus weapon was hold on, let me remind me of that again when we get to it, Kimberly, because I think there was some specific who knows me?
Oh,
I'm sure
she gone.
I don't want to scroll down and confuse people, but when we get there I will double check, but I think it is dual POV. And if it's dual, I think that specifically it needs to be 2 POVs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. We've got a half elf mage with a bow, another fairy. Yeah, it's either that or fairy. All right, Shayna's keeping the charlatan changeling, but changing up the weapon from a staff to a dagger. And we're back.
Nice.
Mage with a staff, I'm predictable. I was a changeling last year, but that was old. Oh, what is new you? I think I was a half elf last year, so I'll go with that. We have more half elf, probably. Bree is a half elf. Very nice. Okay, so let's move on. Speaking of, to your occupation. For the occupation, that's the one we're going to use the D4 for, the one that you absolutely do not ever want to, like, you think stepping on Legos is bad.
Yeah.
That is a hard one, Princess, because it really depends on the romantasy. Because there are some romantasies that I would say are like straight up fantasy book with a romance, and there are romantasies that I'm like, this is a full-on genre blend. I would say go with what feels right and what would not make you mad if another guild did it.
Yeah. I feel like that falls under like the don't be an asshole clause.
Yeah. Okay, so moving down to occupation. This one you are looking for specific items on the cover. I'm rethinking this whole, I'm looking at this and I am rethinking this whole rolling on camera thing.
You know what? You want me both. I was gonna just roll for my occupation, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah. I mean, you can go with the occupation that you had last year, but you know, if the way the economy is going means that your aka the prompts are the prompts are going means that your fairy needs a career change, go for it. So, anyways, so your options for this one are charlatan, healer, mage, and marshal. That was kind of what I felt. And did I post? Can one of you check and see if I posted in graphics the graphic of what the class or the occupations break down to D&D class wise? Just curious. I don't remember if I posted that, but there is a graphic if anyone wants to turn this into a Dungeons and Dragons character or wants to make their Dungeons and Dragons character into one of these guys. But I'm gonna roll. That was not in the trade, so it doesn't count, but it's still the same number. So for me, I rolled a 4, which means I will be doing a marshal. Let us know in the chat what you rolled or what you chose. Real quick. We have a zebra in the document.
I don't think that graphic made it into the Discord yet.
It has not. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so for the charlatan, you are looking for books that have masks, shadows, makeup, or jewelry on the cover. For the healer, you're looking for books that have flowers, thread, the moon, or any sort of religious symbol. It does not have to be a real life religion. It can be something fictional. You're welcome to do that. For the mage, you're looking for books that have stars, runes, books, or any of the 4 elements on there. So that's fire, earth, air, or water. If it's in Avatar, if it's one of the 4 elements in Avatar, that's what we're going for. And then for the marshal, which is what I am doing, I can read books with any book with a weapon on the cover, with armor, hands, or a wound on the cover. And I was telling people, because people were asking, you don't necessarily have to see an open wound for this, right? Like you have somebody that has a cast on the cover, that could work. You have something like, for example, if you were to see someone like have a skeleton on the cover and there's a very clear, like they broke their arm or there's a hole in their skull, that would count. So, yes, these do stack. So you can stack all 4 bonuses. Your guild bonus, your occupation, your weapon, and your species can all stack.
Nice.
No one asked if blood in the cover should count as a wound. Okay, what do we have from the 2 of you? What are your occupations?
I'm 99% sure I picked Marshall.
You picked Marshall.
I mean,
I feel like, especially if you read fantasy, I feel like that's an easy one.
Yeah. I think, if I remember correctly, I think last year I chose Mage. So I wanted to switch it up this year, but I forget.
Very nice.
What is memory? I don't know.
I don't know. That doesn't work. Neva, what did you choose?
I did roll and I got a 2, which I'm pretty sure last year I was also a healer. Good luck to me because I don't know how many books I have that have these symbols on them.
Yeah.
But you know what?
You know what? They're bonuses. You just make up for it in reading extra page counts. I see the books that you read.
Well, it's also okay because you know, as a resident ebook, e-reader girly, you know, I think we're just going to do the, you know, the age-old thing of where like I show you how I'm gonna be reading by using only my Kindle books. Because I know that I have Kindle books that will fit.
Mm-hmm.
I have been trying to read down my physical TBR this year. I'm actually currently reading a physical book, which who even is she? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Home. And yeah, so I've been trying to focus on that, but also like my Kindle TBR is a little out of control. You know, it's out of sight, out of mind. So like until and actually even if I open my Kindle, it doesn't like overwhelm me because I only have certain collections.
Yeah, because you have the collection the way you are. Yeah.
And then I have it selected only to show me the downloaded collections. So I can't see, you know, the 4,000 books I have on my e-reader.
Yeah. If anyone's been keeping track, I just realized I rolled a 4 and then another 4. So if I roll a third 4, I'm going to be really creeped out. Just so everyone knows.
Now I need to know.
We're going to find out here in a minute. Anyways, Culinary Crime says we got Gnome and Marshall. We've got another mage. We've got a mage. Listen, I knew that was going to be one of the more popular ones. We've got a healer in the house. Yes. Yeah, you just need to be able to see a hand. It doesn't have to be like the whole arm or whatever. You just need to be able to see a hand. I don't know what this is about, but yes. Yes, I think that's right because I remember your TBR now. I'm pretty sure I was a charlatan last year, but this year I'm going Marshall. We got another mage. Yes, romance can cross over to romantasy because romantasy is like kind of the definition of that as a genre is romance is the A plot and fantasy is the B plot.
Right.
Versus the other way. So I just say like figure out what like pick what am I trying to say? I usually for readathons go by either Goodreads or Storygraph, whichever one you think is more accurate, and then just be consistent, right? Like in how you choose. Like if you're going to choose through Goodreads, just choose through Goodreads every time, or Storygraph, just choose through Storygraph every time. Got some more mages.
What is it? I'm sorry, what was that for like the genre blends?
For the genres, yeah, for the genres. Just like it's one of those things like, you know, because sometimes it's not as important, like I guess with genres, but sometimes with like page counts, it can be when you're trying to guess. Box of Doom roll for the last one. I don't have a Box of Doom, Paco. I wish, but I don't have that. I don't have Box of Doom money, right? Maybe
I will say, as a mostly e-reader, if you're going off of pages for ebooks, I tend to just default to Amazon. I know that we don't always like to use Amazon, but I tend to default there because I find that sometimes there's a discrepancy on like the graph, and so I will just automatically default to, unless I have the physical book. If I have the physical book, then I default to whatever is in my physical pages, like in the physical book. But if I have to go look up the pages myself, I will just default to whatever Amazon says.
Yeah, I tend to be like physical book first. So even when I'm reading like an audiobook, I will get the physical book just because, again, there's a discrepancy. If it is a Kindle book that I'm reading, I go with Amazon. If it's not, I will usually go by Goodreads because I found that to be the most accurate. Sadia says, I'm a mage. And then we have another charlatan to Marshall. Nice. You guys, oh my God. So like both of you went through last year's readathon, and whatever happened, you got scared straight. You decided to mend your ways. Anyways. All right. So the last one is the weapon. The weapon it's hard to like find one word that describes what I was going for with the weapon, but I basically was trying to go for like each one is a different type of narrative style almost, if that makes sense. So anyways, guys, by the way, I just realized I was gonna plug the merch at the top of the show. I did not. Don't let me end the show without plugging the merch and showing everyone how beautiful the fucking bookmarks are.
Okay.
So, anyways, just a note. So, love it. All right. Hey there. How are you? Welcome. We're building our characters real quick. I can't go back to those sentences. Gotta stay clean. I mean, technically, charlatans are bards and rogues, so you could do either. Hi, Christy. How are you? Very highly confused. Characters have changed between Marshall and her weapon, and her weapon is next. Very nice. We're about to roll for my weapon. So the weapons that you can choose from: sword, daggers, bow, mace, staff, or axe. I wanted to do fists, but then I would have had to cut out one of the other iconic D&D weapons. So we didn't. But I'm going to roll for mine real quick, and you guys can roll for yours if you're rolling, and let us know in the chat. That's a 5. So, let me read this out, and you guys will understand why I sent this. So, for the sword, if you get the sword, you're looking for a book. Actually, no. Okay, it's not as bad. I was thinking, I'm fine. It's fine. For the sword, you get a 25 extra points if you read a book with a first-person point of view. With the daggers, you get 25 extra points if you read a book that is mixed media. So books that I think of that are mixed media: House of Leaves, what is Sylvain Novel's, the name of the book? Sleeping Giants is the first book. What's the name of the series? The Themis Files? I think it's the Themis Files. That's an example. The Illuminae files are would count as mixed media. You're looking for something that is some mixture of like prose and poetry, prose and graphics, books that have text messages involved or chat involved, books that are like it's a narrative, but then there's letters or diary entries would work, that kind of thing. For the bow, you're looking for a book that is 3+ protagonists. For the mace, you're looking for an unreliable narrator. Staff, you want a third-person point of view in the book somewhere. And then the axe, you are looking for a dual POV book. So that means that it's 2 points of view. Now, I will give you guys the caveat that if there's a random like third-person or third point of view that's not like a significant portion, because sometimes you will have dual POV books that will like get to the end and suddenly There's a new point of view.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I think this is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder is mixed media. Nice, nice.
Yes, a good girl's guide to murder is mixed media. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna save that question for when we get to the FAQ. Go ahead and let us know what your weapons are really quick. Anyways, yeah, so I get to find books that have a third person point of view will give me 25 extra points. So in theory, I'm not on a guild right now. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that this year. We did it one way last year, and I'm not sure if I want to do it that way this year. But ooh, nice. Okay. What weapons did the two of you choose?
I went for bow.
A bow. Nice.
I did roll.
You did roll.
Yeah, and I got the axe, which like thank God, because like I read romance, so
Amazing.
just yeah, like I mean I feel like I do have some romance books that I read like romance authors I read regularly that do more than 2 POVs, but usually that's only in like a why choose situation.
I feel like dual POV works really well for romance, but I'm trying to imagine a fairy with an axe.
Listen,
I mean,
I wish I had it still, but it broke like when we moved. Somebody that I know, I need to actually see if she can make me a new one and like I can pay her for it, because when I was playing D&D when we lived in Indiana, I had like it was tall. I actually might still have the actual fairy because she was like this tall and she was on a base and she was 3D printed, and then my friend like 3D printed it and then painted her for me.
nice.
And she was sick looking, and she had an axe because my D&D character is in fact a fairy bard who has an axe. So
Very nice, very nice. Okay, so in theory, if
it's okay.
when I were to read a book, if it had my guild bonus,
It's okay.
my species bonus, my occupation bonus, and my weapon bonus, that would be 100 extra points that I could get for my team. Not on a team, but
If you were.
if I were. Let's see. Bree says half elf mage with a staff. Very nice. Edam's got a sword. Elf mage with a staff. You guys, like, that's funny. I wonder if you guys are cousins. You could if you were in a D&D game, I'd be like, are you cousins? No, I wouldn't. That would be weird. No martial with an axe. Like, just assume everyone that's elven knows everyone. That's not right, Margaret. Sky says I'm torn between daggers and staff. Staff doubles up better with my other character elements in my TBR, but I love mixed media books. So this is this links into the quintessential question of Dungeons and Dragons. Do you optimize for the game, or do you go with what you want for the story? Which is more important? I know what I don't know what team you're on, but I know what your guildmaster would probably say, which is go for what's going to get you the most points.
Do you have access to any mixed media books right now?
That's possible as well.
Yeah, I mean, I would. Here's the thing. I would always tell people, even if it was somebody not on my team, right?
Get this out of me, this face.
That you should do whatever is going to benefit you. Whatever's going to benefit you points wise, but also take into consideration what you have on your shelves. Because some people like me have like easy access to like the library or Libby or whatever, right? Like my library is literally around the corner from my house. Like if I needed to go get a book, I could get my lazy bum up and walk around the block. But not everybody necessarily has as easy access to just pick up a book or buy new books for a readathon. So I always tell people just to look at what you have on your shelves first, like shop your shelves first.
I'll say, like, to echo that, think about what's going to be the least frustrating for you when we get like it can sound like a good idea or sound like fun at the beginning of the readathon, and then at the end of the readathon you're like, why did I do this? So do what's going to lead to the least amount of frustration for you as you go through the game.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Romance can have more than 2 POVs without being what I choose. The Sun is also a Star by Nicholas. I love that book. It does have multiple, like so many. Culinary Crime got the axe. Yeah, my first book has 3 or 4 POVs. Oops, it happens. These are optional, by the way. I have to say that every year. These are optional. You don't have to match these. It's just there for if you want the extra challenge or the extra points. Oh, very nice, very nice. Eagle Mask says, I'm a half-orc mage with an axe who uses a familiar as a mobility aid, aka rides them instead of walking. Very nice. Oh, I love that. I love it like when people come up with like interesting ways to be inclusive and use the world to show like, I don't know if you remember it, Eagle Mask, but I remember the whole people being like, oh, why would you have a combat wheelchair in Daggerheart? And I'm just like, because magic.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have a society that has the option to do these things, you should be able to do these things.
Yeah. If you can do anything, you can do anything.
Yeah, no, it's... Anyways, so, what we are going to do next, so here's what we're going to do. Because I know it can take Jamie perfect timing because we're about to go into that a little bit. Dual POV will pay off more long run. Yeah, very nice, very nice. So what we are going to do is I'm going to give you guys a chance to type out as many questions as you can think of while Neva, Julie, and I will go in like 5-minute bursts trying to find a book to recommend that matches the guild word that I am about to give y'all. So we're going to go through each guild word. I'm going to make everybody, we're all going to go through all 4
Hold
of them.
on, I have to resituate if we're doing all that. My books are over there.
Oh, you don't have to bring the book. You don't have to show the book on screen. You just need to be able, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to find the book you want to recommend.
Okay. Because I have my
Unless you
cards right there, so I guess
unless you want to make it, unless you think we should make it faster. Let's see.
Margaret over here causing chaos and month hasn't even started yet.
You know what? I think that 5 minutes might be too long. So I'm gonna roll a d4 and see if the dice say okay. The dice say 3 minutes.
All right.
Okay, 3 minutes.
That's not 1 minute. I'll take it.
Honestly, I think 3 minutes is good though, because it's kind of in between the 3 and the 1 and the 5 minute.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm gonna make this super fucking annoying.
Cool.
We're gonna stop screen here. Beautiful. Okay, Paco, I will put those up in just a minute. All right, so go ahead and type in your questions while we search for books. We're calling this the Book Rec Bonanza, and I'm going to share this. So I am not playing any favorites. I'm going through in the order that's wrong. I'm going through in the order that they are listed in the document. The first guild that is listed in the document is the Eldritch Investigators. So you are looking for a book that has magic in the title. You guys have 3 minutes starting in 3, 2. We have 3 minutes starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. always forget how much I hate that timer. Okay, so I ran into a little hiccup right at the very beginning because the only book that I've read in the last couple of years that has magic in the title is one that I don't recommend. Actually, only two are ones
I actually had this. It might actually be the same book, Margaret.
Okay. So yeah, there's two that I was like, okay, so I picked one off of my TBR that I would want to read, which is Magic Steeped in Poison by Judy I. Lynn. We are following a girl who feels like it says she is responsible for the death of her mother and also the dying of her sister. Her sister is currently dying. And so she enters in a contest trying to get answers, and also there is a boy that is very secretive. So that sounds like just my kind of cup of tea. Anyways,
Thank you.
Who wants to go next? What did we get?
I tried my best.
What did we get?
I can go next.
You
So
can go next?
I picked up, and I should have picked a different cover because this one is beat to crap. But it's the Magic Bites series by Alona Andrews. So there's 10 books in this series, and they all have magic in the title. So you can't go wrong here. I have started recommending people start on the third book, though, because the first two are a little rough, a little dated, stuff like that. If you love the series, you can always go back to those, but this is a good place to start. This is book 3. But this follows Kate, and she's basically in a private eye in a futuristic Atlanta where magic has come back into the world and everyone has to deal with it, but technology also works sometimes. And she has to deal with a big giant werelion who gets on her last nerve, and they fight each other all the time, and it's very fun.
Very nice. What about you, Neva? What did you get?
Okay, so technically I had 3 books. However, the one book that I've read one of these books or 2 of them, but one of them I do not recommend. It's probably honestly the same book as Margaret. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Does it have a teacup on the front?
It does.
Okay.
Because I just went to my story graph and I just looked through my books just to see, because I will recommend things that I give anything of above a 4-star. I will readily recommend since I do a 6-star rating system. So I do recommend Practical Magic. I will tell you it's different than the movie. So just be aware of that, because I DNF'd it the first time I tried to read it and then went back and read it again. So I do recommend that one. And then the one that I kind of did like Margaret, where I just used a book that I would like to read is Blood Like Magic by this is Lizelle? I don't know what this is.
Oh, yeah, Lizelle Sandberg. I know that. It's over there.
It's Blood Like Magic. I know nothing about this book except that it's black and a black main character, and I like the cover.
Hold on, I have it.
So, you're welcome. What do you want? Okay, they're on my bed.
Can I have the rest of them, or do I pour some on this?
No, bring it to me.
Oh, no, we're not. Nope, we're not doing that. I have it, but it is under 20 other books. So,
yeah, so that's what I did, just because I didn't have the one book that I've read in the last few years that has actual magic in the title.
In the title, yeah.
I'm not going to tell anyone to read that.
I haven't read it, but I probably read it. But I haven't, because I love it. I met her at BookNet Fest the first year that I went, and she was great. So, okay, so the next guild that we will be finding recommendations for are the Dark Brawlers. Neva, this is your guild. And the word that you need to find in the title is either fire or flame. Either version of that works. All right. He says old magic, very nice. And hold on, Neva's gone already.
She left.
Okay. Starting the timer in 3, 2, 1. Princess, my suggestion would be, since you're tired, just keep us on in the background, turn us way low down, and then when we end, you can be done.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to go too much longer, I hope. All right, so we're going to start with Neva. What did you get? What did you pick? What's your recommendation?
Hello. I have 2 books on my entire shelves, on all my shelves, and unfortunately, you'll have to read at least 2 books in each series before you can get to them. But they will work, okay? And they're by the same author. So we have Heir of Fire.
Uh-huh.
We also have House of Flame and Shadow. Do I think anyone's actually going to read these? Well, this one is doable. This one is fast on audiobook.
I was going to say House of Flame and Shadow. I think you might be asking about
But
that.
I would not ask anyone, like, if you wanted to read it, like, or you know you could do these as audiobooks. I mean, this is like, I don't even know, like 800. My God, 800. Jesus Christ. It's almost 850 pages. I'm not asking anyone to read this. These were just the 2 that I had on my shelves. That had, because apparently I don't read things with these words in them. So Storygraph helped me none at all. So it's fine.
So I have some that might be a little bit, one that might be a little bit easier for people. And I'm going to suggest Fireborn by Rosario Munda, the first book in the Aurelian cycle. And it's following 2 protagonists. You got Annie and Lee. They're in dragon writing school. Annie was, like, her family or something like that were part of the revolution. So she is from a poorer background. Lee's family was, like, he's the son of someone who was really, really high up in the empire that has just been taken down in the last decade or so. And he has been living under a fake name, just trying to keep his head down and keep out of trouble. I don't think he even wanted to be a dragon rider in this and, like, go to that school. But anyways, I highly enjoyed it. It was a very good time. I think I gave it 4 stars. So it was very, very good. Julie.
I have
your turn.
2.
You have 2.
We Hunt the
Fire is an easy
Flame.
one.
What was that?
I said Fire one is an easy one.
Yeah, that's a good series too. I need to get back to that. I loved that book. I thought of We Hunt the Flame by Hafsa Fizel, which is the first of a duology, and then also Girl of Fire and Thorns by Ray Carson, which is an older YA, but I've reread it fairly recently, and it's still pretty, holds up pretty well. But yeah, that's also a fun, like, trilogy that would be pretty fast to read, I think, if you wanted to pick it up.
I also just thought of one.
What do you think of?
And I own it. I don't know where it is in this catastrophe room. But this is not a dictionary sized book. You could read Girls of Paper and Fire.
Oh yeah, by Natasha Ngan.
Yeah. I do own that book. Did I think of it until right now? No, I did not. It's fine. You know what? I was under pressure, okay?
If it will make you feel better, Neva, I will send you a picture of my room. I promise you, whatever disaster you're living in, we're probably living in the same disaster.
We probably are, because my disaster is not only me, but also an 8-year-old. So,
okay. So the next one that we're going to recommend is for Julie's Guild, which is the Association of the Mystical. And the title word that you are looking for, this one I know which one I'm recommending. The title word that you're looking for the guild bonus is going to be star. So let me put this back up here for 3 more minutes. And this time I put this in the chat, but once you're done in, like, the private chat, just let me know. Because once you're done, you can just go. If you're done before the timer goes off, we'll just go instead of making people wait. All right? So go. All right, we're done. Okay, let's remove that. We'll have Julie go first this time. Which one did you have?
All right, I had Stars Above.
Okay.
And also, which is a short story collection in the Lunar Chronicles universe. So if you haven't picked this up yet. And then the second one is the second in a series, so it's Days of Blood and Starlight.
I have that one as well.
So
I love that one. That was a really good series.
I love that series so much.
Have The Sounds of Stars by Alicia Dow. This is set, it's a science fiction set in like New York City. We're traveling across the country, but it starts in New York City right after aliens have come. We're following Ellie, who is a human living under this alien occupation, and then we have Morris, who was sent by the aliens. There is some stuff going on, but basically Morris catches Ellie with an illegal human library because they're not supposed to have that anymore, and he's like, okay, fine, I'm not going to turn you in, but you've got to get me music, please and thank you, so I don't turn you in. I don't want to give away too much, but it is a YA romance, and it's not as weird when you read it as it sounds at the setup, basically. Like, it's a very, just a choices were made type of setup, but when you get in and you actually get to know what's going on with the characters, it makes a lot more sense. So, and Neva, what did you get? You're muted.
We knew that was going to happen at some point. Okay, so I have 3. You can actually read all 3 of these on Kindle Unlimited. You're welcome. I've only actually read 1 of these, but I own 2 physically. Okay, so the one I've read is Second Star to the Left by Megan Van Dyke, which is a Peter Pan retelling, but it's a romance between Tinkerbell and Captain Hook. It's a little bit spicy, but it's also like a slow burn, so you're welcome. And then I have Faded by Starlight by Krista Street. I know nothing of this book, okay? My dad's girlfriend gave it to me for Easter, and it's on my TBR cart, so we're going to read it. I don't know. I think it's romantasy. I'm not sure. It looks like romantasy to me, okay? And then I have The Stars Are Dying, which is also romantasy, and was purely a cover buy. Okay, I know nothing of this book. I'm pretty sure Brittany read it. Maybe Brianna read it. I'm pretty sure they didn't like it, but it's fine. I'm the odd one. Sometimes I buy books that no one else likes, and I love them. Do I own the first 2 books in this series, and I haven't even read the first one? We're not going to talk about that. Okay. So, but they're smaller books this time. You're welcome. Not, complete doorstops that you could throw at an intruder.
Beautiful. The final one that we have, the final guild, is the Grim Rangers, and their title word is blood. So we will be looking for book recommendations that have the word blood in the title. So go. Hello, welcome back. Okay, I will start this final one, after I take this down. So it's only polite for me to go first twice and let you guys think of what to say for just a little bit longer. I'm going to go with Song of Blood and Bone by Elle Penelope. This is a fantasy romance. It is set, I don't even remember where it's set. Oh, it's set between the kingdoms of Elsira and Lagomar. It's about there's a veil that's coming down, and we've got two characters that are working to try and keep that veil from going down. And our main character is a bit of an outcast, and our other character is someone who is a bit under, like they're kind of in disguise. And I don't remember much other than the fact that their names were Jasminda and Jack, and I absolutely adored it. So,
Nice.
Neva, you want to go next?
I'm sure. So one I'm not going to say because I think that Julie will say it, and I don't want to take her book from her. So we're going to put that over there. Okay.
Oh, is the third book in a series?
But I have it on my shelf. I'll be reading it in a vlog in 6 months. You're welcome. Okay, because it's going to take me 6 months to get to it. It's fine. So I have 4. So the first one I have is. Are you laughing at me?
I'm laughing at you 4.
Okay,
You have like 2, 3, 4. Like you just.
I have a lot of books on my shelves with blood in them, apparently.
Yeah.
So that
All right,
was
go.
was House of Bane and Blood, because I did read that and I gave it 5 stars. It was really good. Okay. And then I have From Blood and Ash. Have I read this book? No. Because it kind of scares me. I've heard that it's like pretty like dense, and I don't know that I want to do that. But I have it on my shelf. So there's that. And then I have The Blood Trials.
I need to read that one so badly.
I need to read this one like soon. Okay, it's been on my TBR since my birthday of 2023. We're not gonna talk about that. And then I have Bloodguard, which I did read this year, and I gave it, I think, 4.5. I may have given this 5 stars. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a 6-star book, but I really did enjoy this. It's like Gladiators meets D&D.
Oh, nice.
So I had a fun time, and then I got my brother to read it. He listened to the audiobook. And if you're a crier like me, you will cry. But I enjoyed it. So those are my 4 books.
Beautiful. And Julie, Bloodborne, yes. Julie, what is your book?
I'm worried I don't have the book that Neva thinks
I don't think you have the book that Neva thinks you're going to have.
If you don't have it, I'll hold it up.
Okay. I thought of House of Bane and Blood, so I grabbed that one. This is the first book in a romantasy series. Then Blood Marked by Tracy Dion. And then I'm going to go backwards for just a moment because I remembered Light from Uncommon Stars.
Oh, yeah.
And I love this book, so I had to give it a little airtime.
Nice.
So
was it Blood Witch, Neva?
No, it was A Fate Inked in Blood.
Oh.
We got a lot of recommendations for Blood. Speaking of the recommendations,
I saw it on my shelf and I was like, oh, I'll grab it, but I bet Julie will say it, and then she didn't. So I'll say it for her because I know Julie likes this book.
Did like that one.
Paco also recommends Son of Blood and Ruin, A Dowry of Blood. Then he got The Blood Trials. But the Son of Blood and Ruin is a historical fantasy about Lenora, a princess of New Spain, who at night goes by Pantra, a masked vigilante sorceress. And then Dowry of Blood is, I've read Dowry of Blood, I can tell you. That one is a queer retelling of, actually it's not really a retelling of Dracula. It is a queer reimagining of the origins of Dracula's wives.
I did like that book though. I read it for a reading Jan's favorite books vlog, or reading like Jan vlog, because I seem to do one of those a year for some reason. And I didn't like it at first. I almost DNF'd it. Yep. It was too flowery for me. And then I switched to the audiobook and I was like, oh, this is actually a great time.
It's gorgeous as an audiobook. So we are going to be switching to the FAQs. I know it's gone a bit late, but I do have them starred for some of the ones that people have. So I will go through the ones that I have starred, and if you guys want to go through, if you guys have any questions that come up while we're talking about it, and then as you just keep, you guys can keep putting them in the comments. I will keep pulling them up. I think we already chatted about those. Okay, we chatted about that. Okay, so Christy says, so quick question, can we match the book to our characters and stuff, or do we do the prompt for day one as well? I read the guide, but still. Okay, so the only required, and this is only required if you're on the adventurer's path, but the only required prompt that you need to do to keep going is whatever the main quest prompts are. The downtime activities, any side quests that may or may not come up, the guild bonuses, the character bonuses, those are all optional to do. The only thing that you need to focus on is focusing on your prompts. Okay. And then do we have a certain amount of time to read for the first prompt? You guys have this first prompt until 11:59 on October 3rd, my time, which is Eastern time. So whatever you need to do the calculation for that, there are websites that we have linked in FAQ now if you need to find a way to look things up. Let's see. How do we count pages for audiobooks? I know there are a couple of ways. How do you guys usually count pages for audiobooks? Because I do weird shit.
If I have the book that I have listened to on audiobook, I just look at the book pages.
Yeah.
But that's what I do. If I don't, I'll usually just check Goodreads, or as long as it's like listed within the same listing as like the audiobook, just a different edition, I'll just choose the most basic version.
Yeah, I also tend to just default to Amazon for this. Because you can see now, if I'm doing strictly audiobook, I will usually go off of like the hardcover or the paperback versions. I will not go off of, does that make sense? So like if it's a book, okay, so how I do it, this is probably way more complicated than it needs to be. But if I would, so fantasy books I tend to buy in hardcover only. I don't tend to buy fantasy books in paperback unless they are gifted that way or there's no other way to buy them. Like I do have a few that like that's the only way you can buy them. And then I basically will default to whatever version of it, if I purchase it physically, I would purchase. And go from there. Because if I own the book and then I'm going to listen to it on audio, I would just look at the page number in the book.
Real quick, we're just going to say huzzah. Paco is free. Woo! Woohoo! Get home and enjoy the rest of your evening. If you are able to hop on with us, I don't know if I'm free means you're home or if you just left work. You're welcome. We're going to be here for a little bit longer, so feel free. But let's see. I'm just going to do a couple of things that I want to make sure I hit. I am one of those people, Kimberly. I'm going to ask that people not. I mean, I can't stop you, but please don't tell me. Basically, I
just don't promote the use of AI.
Yeah. I don't. This is a very anti-AI space, just because of the ethical and environmental concerns. And so I would prefer it not be used in conjunction for my readathon. Again, I can't stop you, but I just would rather not know. If that's, let's see. Give me just a second. All right. So let me pull that question back up. So usually what people will do is they'll count about an hour for audio time to equal 40 pages is the calculation that I am aware of. I will sit down and go by the percentage and just like do the percentage time the number of books that I have. So anyways, just like that's kind of how I do it. I do a mixture of everything that everyone set up here. Moving on, Sky says almost all of my oh yes, I remember I started that because that was a cool part of the discussion. Nell wants to know, can the word be in any form? Like if the word was love, would loving count? Yes, loving would count. If it is still that word, then it would. I think one of the examples that came up that I'm not going to police things, like this is honor system, but like one of the examples that came up was like the word magic, magical, magically. Those work like because those are adverbs and like magic bound.
Well, and Julie and I, for the star prompt, we both held up books that had starlight in them.
That's fine because it's if it's an adverb, an adjective, or a compound word.
Yeah.
Then that's fine. If it's a completely different word, like I don't know how to like I'm not policing this, but like I think one of the terms that was like thrown around like would magician work. And like they both share the same root, but they're not the same word in the same way that in the same way, if that makes sense. So like blood, bloody, bloodied, bloodier, those would work. Star, starry, starlight, bloodbound would work, that kind of thing. Do you guys have any questions for anybody? Okay. Can we read more than one book within the adventuring day? Will both count? Do we have to complete the book within the time frame in order for it to count? So there's another question that got here as well. Got a couple of questions here. It's one book per prompt, or not prompt, one book per encounter. So when you guys get the encounter, you'll see if you saw the day one encounter, there were options A, B, and C. You're going to choose one of those options. You can't do all three. So you just choose one. That's how you're solving or how you're going to be helping your guild figure this out. And then that counts. Now, for some of the adventuring days, you will have more than one encounter because we're only doing 5 days and there are 10 encounters that I'm walking y'all through. Right? And then you have a question.
Yeah.
Please, Neva. There are no student questions for the next like 20 minutes, by the way.
How, for people that are like me who do journals, right?
Mm-hmm.
How in depth are the graphics? Like the graphics that we have, are those the only graphics that we're getting?
There are a couple of other ones that I need to get set up for this year from last year. Obviously the downtime activities graphic, you will have a graphic for that. But it's going to be on a similar par to last year's graphics. Okay. Right.
So, okay. I mean, I feel I'm not the only person that would ask that question. So,
no, I understand. Yes. That's, I think I still need to get you guys TBR graphics, right?
Yeah, I think the only graphics that I see like in the graphics channel, which is I'm guessing
just the declaring your guild and
the character
guild, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Hold on. And then do we have to complete the book within the time frame in order for it to count? No. So, well, okay. It depends. NPC path people, as long as you're on the NPC path, you don't have to worry about deadlines. You just read what you can, submit when you can. If you're on the adventurer's path, main quest prompts, the encounters, you have as much time as you need to finish them. You just can't, like, for example, if you are still working on adventuring day 1, when day 2 drops, you can't move on to day 2 or start any of the day 2 side quests until you are on day 2, right? The other thing to note is, not side quests, downtime activities. That's what we're calling them this year. Now, the downtime activities are a little bit trickier because there are some that will be recurring, so they'll happen every single day. Because, like, there are some things that you do every single day when you're adventuring. No, I'm not going to tell you what those are yet. Those you can carry over from day to day to day. There are also going to be day-specific tasks that are linked to the encounters that happen in that day, right? For those, you need to be in that adventuring day and you need to have those submitted by the deadline. So it's just a balancing act of what is more important to finish. They are a flat point amount. And they're not going to, I don't think they're going to be worth as many points this year as they were last year. So like it's going to be like, I think 250 is going to be the max that I have set at this point. Could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, so for those, but you'll be told when, like, I'll tell you when the deadlines are. Main quest prompts, just know that you have as much time as you need to finish them. You just can't move on until you finish them. All right. Let's see. You will get the downtime activities on October 1st. I wasn't going to give you I wasn't going to give you everything today. Just the prompt or the main prompt. No. Close. No. No, I'm not doing that. That would be even more work that I'm already doing. Please don't. Please don't have that. I know you're not, Nell. No, what I said was some adventuring days are going to have more than one encounter. So like we have days 1, 2, 3. Like last year we had acts 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Act 1 was 1 encounter. Act 2 was 3 encounters. Act 3 was 2. Act 4 was 3 again. I can do counts. And then Act 5 was 1 encounter. So I've got 10 encounters that are spread out over 5 days, basically. And of course, I couldn't do things easy and just do 2 encounters per day. I have to make it make sense. I regret that.
Forgive my memory, but in your like recap video for last year, does it show the encounters that if people want to kind of get a feel for that?
I don't know. Okay. The main quest is what encompasses all of the adventuring days. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So like, how do I, the main quest is like everything else, think of it as like your downtime activities. Those are kind of like a side quest, if that makes sense. So the main quest are the main 10 prompts, or main 10 encounters, because we're doing multiple choice. I don't recommend multiple choice, by the way, guys. It's the only way to make this work, but I don't recommend it. Because then you have to come up with them. But no, the main quest is the main 10 encounters. It'll make more sense once you see it in the Discord, once everything is set up now.
Uh-huh.
But the main quest is the only thing you need to worry about. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So there are 10 parts to the main quest, basically. And they will be spread over 5 different days. Okay. Let's see. We already did that one. Okay. The submission form, if you take a look in the Discord, it says that it will be posted on 10/1. So this form does not go live until the 1st of October. Whether that will be midnight the 1st of October or noon the 1st of October, don't quote me on. It will depend on how good I am at staying up until midnight. Then I think we answered this question. What happens if we don't finish the book for the prompt in time? You just basically it just finishing books for the prompts on time potentially gives your guild a little bit better chance at winning that adventuring day. So let me. It's more that I fucking wish, Christy. I really truly wish that I could fully do it that way. Basically, what you are choosing is have you watched here, you know what? This will definitely make things a lot easier to understand if you haven't watched it yet. This is in the Discord, but I'm going to put the link here for everybody as well, so you can get an idea of what we're going to be doing when we're done. Basically, the way that I kind of was able to finagle it so that it, yeah, I truly wish that I had the brain power to be running like 3 or 4 different stories, but then it would be like 12 different stories and then it'd be 24. And I can barely manage that for one campaign with 4 people. But basically, you're choosing how you are going to contribute to solving. That, like, there is a solution, but you're choosing how you're going to contribute to solving that encounter. So, for example, in this one that I have linked down here, if you guys want to check that out, the problem that you guys are running into is that there is an attack, and there are 3 different things you can do to help deal with that attack. So you'll choose one of 3 things to do based on what you think, which prompt you like, or what you think is more likely for your character. I have some people that are like, I'm going with what is most likely, like what fits what's on my shelves. We're going with that. It doesn't. I will make it work for the character anyways. No, you're not wrong. There's a lot. The announcement video will have, I explain it a couple different ways in the announcement video, and then this one is one, it can be a little bit easier to kind of do it, like figure it out as you go. So are you in the Discord, Christy? I could probably check and see if you joined, but if you are in the Discord, I would check out day 1, and that'll kind of lay things out for you as well. And then I'm working on getting a okay, perfect. I am working on getting a shortened version or a more streamlined version of the rules into the how to play Discord. I just need to proofread it and also figure out everything that is, like, peeling out what's important, like what is going to be important to what is, like, if I leave this out, people aren't going to understand what's going on. Can be difficult. But yeah, no, it's kind of a learn as you go type situation, the way D&D is sometimes. And the good news is that you have 3 different people that 100% know what they're doing on your as your guild masters. So Julie and Neve are like, who are you talking about?
Is there someone behind me?
Are there 3 gnomes under my desk?
The Dark Brawlers that is the you're not on that guild. So each of the videos do have the prompts listed out in the description, right? So if you need the prompts listed in the description, that is, or in writing, that is listed in the description. We did that. It's the same as like last year, just so that, you know, because I know not everybody's able to watch the video right away. So all I ask is, like, please go back and watch it at some point, because this is what allows me to do this. But I do want to make sure that the prompts and everything are explained in a reasonable, you know, in a text format, because I fully understand that sometimes, like, hearing something in a video and making it process in your brain does not work. So, you guys have any questions? And feel free to throw in any final questions that you guys have. But do you guys have any questions?
I just think that it's really brave of you to think that we all have it together, because I don't even know how.
I never said you have it together. I said you look like that you know what you're doing. And
I think even that is too much credit. But yeah. Okay, so I do actually have a question. So if you're a person who's doing, I know, like, the rules are slightly different if you're doing, like, the mood reader part.
The NPC path, yeah.
NPC part. Can you still follow the prompts if you want to?
If you want to, you can. Yeah. You just don't have to worry about you don't have to worry about deadlines as much.
Exactly. Just listen, I'm not going to tell the whole internet about what has happened this week. Margaret knows. I'll tell Julie later. But after the week I've had, okay, and I still don't have any answers, I forgot that the end of the week is the first of the month, okay? That's where I am.
Yeah. Sorry, you were asking a question, though, before we got distracted by Jess being like, bro, I took a nap.
Oh yes. Okay. So as an NPC, which I haven't quite decided how I'm playing, but like as an NPC, we can follow the prompts if we want to.
Yeah, you're welcome to follow the prompts if you want to. I would just like the thing to understand is that like you can be an NPC at any time, but if you want to go back to being an adventurer, you have to wait for the next adventuring day. So like if, for example, if you are an NPC now, you would have to wait until the next adventuring day drops sometime on the 4th, maybe. I mean, that's a big weekend for me, guys.
But you would just have to wait until we would have to wait for the next adventuring day to drop if we want to switch between the two roles.
Yeah, if you want to switch, but I would, if that's the way you're wanting to do it, I would suggest trying to do the adventurer path and match the prompts
as an NPC.
And then, yeah, basically.
Yeah, because I'm truthfully, listen, as an actual like co-host, I feel like this is always like encouraging to other people, because I feel like a lot of people join readathons that have 2 or more paths, right? So they have like the competitive way, and then they have like the mood reader way, right?
Yeah.
I'm probably going to switch between the two. Like I'm probably at least going to start with the first day being an NPC and then seeing if I can keep up enough to switch over.
Yeah, I understand that. Totally understand. And it's more of a like, because every year we have people that like somewhere in the middle of the readathon, life will happen and they're like, I'm so sorry, I know I'm dragging my team down, blah blah. I wanted those people to have a way to step back and still be able to contribute to their team. Because I fully get the frustration that people get when they can't contribute to the team. And I want everyone to have a good experience. I am fully like, I'm never going to do the full script because again, I want people to watch the video, but I do want to make sure people have the important information in writing. Because like it's an accessibility thing, right? Sometimes people don't like, you want to be like, you might be able to start the book right away, but you can't watch the video right away because of work. So I want to give people that. People have auditory processing disorders. You know, I know that that's probably, the description itself is probably easier on screen readers. So I want to make sure that there's multiple ways for people to engage. And it just, you know, helps me out a little and allows me to make things bigger and better. Let's see. Julie, I'm going to move on to another question, but did you have anything you wanted to ask first? Okay.
No, I'm good.
You're good. Can I start reading tomorrow? And if so, how much can I read before the 1st? No, I thought I remembered you raising your hand. If this is your first year, Christy, I would say no. The only group that's able to start before the 1st are people who were on the Crimson Wardens last year. I gave them that as kind of the, yay, you are the guild that won last year kind of thing, Julie says, looking very smug here in her Crimson Wardens themed t-shirt.
I brought it along.
Yeah. I mean, and that's perfectly fine, Christy. That might be something that for the shorter adventuring days, you do the NPC path, and then for the longer, the ones that are a little bit longer, you do the because like I think last week we had one that lasted like 8 days. I think that specifically lasted like 8 days because I knew I was going to be evacuating for a hurricane.
Yeah. Truthfully, I should do more reading vlogs that focus on the fact that I am also a slow reader. I think that people assume that I'm a fast reader because honestly, I do a lot of audiobooks. If I need to get books done like in a certain time frame, then almost always they're going to be done like audio wise. But like I don't read that much in like even like a week's time as a slow reader. Like I'm lucky to finish a single book in a week.
Yeah.
And Christy, like I would say whatever's going to be most fun for you, because that is the like point here. Like if you are going to be stressed about keeping up on the prompts and stuff, like you want to have fun too. Like if you want to play NPC a little bit and see how it goes, see if you think you can keep up, you can always do that. Like it's supposed to be about having fun. So don't.
And truly, you're gonna get your team points either way.
Yeah. And like that's like Neva said, if you want to try to match the books to the prompts, you absolutely can. And just, you know, if you want that extra challenge, you can just do the NPC path, but you're setting yourself a little bit of extra challenge of trying to like do that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So real quick, I'm gonna close us down and I'm going to do a little plug for the merch that we have. But before we do that, do either of you have any videos or anything happening on your channel that you would like to plug?
I have my TBR out for October, and tomorrow I'll have a vlog out. So if you're looking for things to watch, I have both of those.
Very nice. What about you, Neva?
I uploaded things this week. Hold on. Oh, Vlogoween week 4 went up earlier this afternoon. It was late. Sorry. Okay, my week has been. Been a week, y'all. So that's up, and then also I posted a whip and chat yesterday evening. So if you want to watch that, that's up. If you don't know what a whip and chat is, essentially you just listen to me talk to you while I dye and paint. You're welcome. It's a way for us to catch up. And that's all. That's on my channel right now. I think. I don't think I've uploaded. I mean, of course, there's like Vlogoween week 3, which was from last week. My full moon readathon vlog is still not up, but it'll be up by the end of the week. That readathon happened like a month ago, but it's fine.
Beautiful. Hold on, I'm going to put this in the. All right, so this is an unlisted video, but I'm going to put, because that's how it works when you're doing a readathon like this. I will put the day 1 prompt for people also in the description, so you don't have to like scroll through the chat. Let me save that real quick. So that'll be out there for people to watch and see how that's gonna go. Have a good night, culinary crime. Obviously, I'm doing this thing. The announcement video, if you haven't seen it yet, is linked down below in the description box. Please give that a watch if you haven't already, if this is the first time you were hearing about Fablen. Also, linked down in the description box, or all of those are upside down. All of these lovely things. We have, let's see, can we do this? We have the Forest of Nightmares bookmark. This is a very, very, very dark green. It came out a lot darker than I was expecting, but I needed it to be like not the same green as the Grim Rangers. So it is so dark green that it looks black, except in like direct sunlight. But it's so pretty. And then we have the guild bookmark, which I will show you. All of this is listed down below. There's the Dark Brawlers.
I'm gonna get on order my merch.
Yep. There is the, what is this? The Association of the Mystical and the Grim Rangers, which Paco, we're gonna see if Paco's right, because Paco has been talking a big game. Those are all the bookmarks. This is my set. No one can have it. And then I also have the part of why we were cosplaying earlier was so I wouldn't have to do this. We also have for this year.
Ooh.
This is the white text, which is for the dark colors, and then I don't know what I did with my purple one. Where is it? Hold on.
Also, my merch is gonna come late, but Margaret did do like youth merch, so I am ordering Ari a hoodie. So I'll hold that up when it comes, so that you can.
This is the design in black.
We love it.
Very nice.
But all of that is linked down below if you would like to get your merch. I love the freaking eyes so much. There, Neva can attest that a certain chat got a lot of questions of, are there too many eyes here? Should I add more eyes? Do I need to more eyes?
The amount of messages that I woke up to asking about eyeballs was crazy. But it's fine. We love it.
Amazing, Paco. All right. Thank you guys for joining us. Feel free to keep dropping your questions in the FAQ. It'll probably close down at some point when it starts to be the same question over and over and over and over and over again. But until then, And there also will be an FAQ document updated for 2025 coming out either tomorrow or Wednesday. You'll have it by the full start of the readathon. Hopefully. Provided I don't have any clients desperately need me in the middle of my weekend. So
They better not.
Yeah.
And he was like, they better not get in the way.
I'll fight them. I'm just playing. I'm not gonna fight.
No, I really planned this well, having this readathon happen the same month that I have to start working like basically 9 to 5 hours. And this year is going to be a bit busy because they're canceling one of the plans that I represent. So anyways, everyone is linked down below. Please check out all of their channels. Please check out the Discord if you haven't already. And please make sure that you choose your guild before you start submitting books. We'll see you guys. Nope, that's not going to leave the stream. Like, hide the comment. Yeah, that'll end things. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later when we'll talk about more wordy, nerdy things. Bye.